Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Tanegashima Blaster mod, which is being made by user M150. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, exactly what the name says, the Tanegashima Blaster, which is kind of an oddity, and you guys know me, I love weird, so here we are. Now, the weapon itself is sort of built upon a real world gun, the Tanegashima rifle, which was a historic Japanese matchlock rifle, which for reasons, people in the Commonwealth decided to strap a lot of electronics to it and turn it into a laser rifle, which just amuses me and frankly is kind of befitting for the Fallout universe in my opinion. Good times there. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the Tanegashima Blaster, which in its most standard form will do 33 damage with a fusion cell, with a firing rate of 33, range of 119, accuracy of 70, with a weight of 9.5. Not too bad there. And as you can see, this thing is simply gorgeous. The modeling and texturing on this thing is magnificent. I love all the details that were put into this gun. It does look like the pictures of this real-world rifle that I have seen in the past. It is just beautifully made. My one complaint on it is that it's very glossy, which, you know, not really a big deal, certainly isn't a deal breaker, but, you know, I'd like to be a little bit more matte considering its more historic nature. You'd think it'd be a little bit more run down by this point in the future. But still, lots of beautiful details on this thing, and it just looks amazing. Now, it does, as you can see here, have a pretty decent list of different modifications, all pretty standard sorts of things, but enough so that you can make this gun a little bit more powerful and more useful into the mid-game, as in my opinion at least, this is a very solidly mid-game gun. Not too bad there, and with the modifications, you can certainly make it more interesting. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely things, well, it's pretty darn simple. You're just gonna have to send yourself over to Good Neighbor and specifically head down into the third rail. And inside that lovely lounge, you'll find a man named Takitaka who will sell you these rifles for, honestly, not a whole lot of money. My character here is level 1 with no perks placed anywhere, and he was selling them to me for like 130 caps, so not too bad at all there. You'll be able to get plenty of them from Takitaka so that you could, you know, give them to your companions, your settlers, etc. Not too bad at all. So let's head on over to the weapon workbench to take a look at the modifications. And of course, starting with the receiver category, where we've got the pretty typical stuff, light frame, heavy, calibrated, etc. But interestingly, for a thing that is a historic, real-world Japanese arquebus, you can turn it into an automatic laser rifle. As if the turning it into a laser rifle wasn't already strange enough, you can make it automatic, which just seems weird for a matchlock, but you know what? Good times, good times. And of course, you've got some more powerful ones going on down, with for semi-automatic, the most powerful you can get really being the 49 damage here, and 37 for the automatic. Again, not hugely powerful, but, you know, solidly mid-game, again, in my opinion. Now then, the barrel category, we have 3 sizes of either the short, long, or middle barrel. I think this one's my favorite just because it's ridiculously long, and I don't know, I like the additional details along the long barrel with the extended cable, that little bit in there. It's quite nice. Now, in the stock category, we've got either the standard short, a full, marksman, or recoil compensating, and you can't really tell in here because, of course, the green, but I really actually like what they do with the marksman and recoil compensating because despite those being very much looking like sort of normal stocks you'd find in the Commonwealth, they're made out of the materials that the rest of the Tanegashima is. So it's got like wood bits, some very interesting old padding there, the same color wiring as going along here. Very nice. I do very much like how they did go about texturing that stuff. Now then, the magazine category, we have 3 sizes, the standard, large, and medium, and then quick eject versions of each of those, which is quite handy and very good. And then we have the sights category, which is kind of a mixed bag. I mean, we've got a lot of options, but There's some issues, which I'll talk about when we get to firing this thing. But you've got your standard sight that is basically non-existent because, you know, old school Matchlock. Then you have a front ring sight, a glow version, glow normal sight, and then a variety of different reflex and scopes on here, including night vision and recon versions of some, so you got a lot of good options. But again, they're a little bit broken. Once more, we'll talk about that in a minute. Then after the sights, we have the muzzle category, where you've either got nothing, a large bayonet, which I love because it's not the normal stabby knife bayonet, but, you know, a small Japanese-style blade. I don't know what the proper name for one of this size would be, but, you know, cool and very fitting for this weapon. And then, of course, we also have a compensator and muzzle brake. Kind of weird for a laser gun, but there they are. And that is it for the different modifications we do have. Again, not the biggest list in the world, but enough to make this thing more useful for longer. So let's go grab my modified versions. God, I love that bayonet. It's just magnificent. And then I've got my sniping one here with that beautiful long barrel. I really do like that. I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's mainly because it's so ridiculously long, but nonetheless, good times there. And just, the detailing. And that's what I was talking about earlier with the detailing on, like, the stocks here. It's made of the same wood texture, the same sort of metal textures, and then that nice, you know, worn padding on the outside. Overall, very, very good looking. But let's, of course, pull out the standard one and take some shots. And there we go. Now, you'll notice when I was doing the downside here that, well, we're not really looking down the barrel like a normal iron sights, and here's where we come into the issue with the scopes I was mentioning a moment ago. Everything but the proper scopes are a little bit borked. So anything that's looking down sight, whether it's the circle sights, the standard iron sights, or of course the reflex sights, all are, you know, looking a bit low. You're not actually looking down them, which is a little bit strange. So definitely kind of a VATS weapon in that regard. Hopefully the mod maker does get that all fixed soon. That would be lovely. But for the time being, at least, as of recording this video, all of the sights are a bit weird unless it's a normal scope. So as you can see here on this one, yeah, we're pointing our sort of actual nub of the gun down at the bottom of the target, but we're hitting dead center there. And same with, if I go over to this one with the reflex sight, you can see we're not actually looking down the reflex. Again, hopefully that's something the mod maker can fix soon. That would be wonderful. But of course, with a proper scope, if you're looking to snipe, well, you're fine because you're looking down a scope. So, not too bad there. Now, as for the animation, is of course borrowing some standard in-game ones, so it is a little bit weird for the gun because your hand's not fully wrapping around the battery down there. But overall, it's, you know, not too bad. Definitely doesn't pull me out. It's, you know, just something to keep in mind. But let's actually take a look at the kick on this thing with just the standard one. Very easily controllable with the single fire here because, well, it's not a very high fire rate, so you can very easily control this thing. It does give you a fair amount of kick for a laser weapon, but not too bad. Now, when you turn that automatic, especially with 80 rounds, oh boy, yeah. We just keep on going up into the sky. Good times, good times. So yes, it is going to take a little bit more to properly try and keep the recoil of this thing under control, but you know what? Not too bad at all. Though, God, we're going to have to try and keep it under control while fighting a Deathclaw, because for some reason I thought it'd be a good idea on a weapon that is a little bit less powerful than I'd normally like to go up against a Deathclaw with. Oh boy, to the stage, time to cheese, and fire with the automatic. Ooh, God, he kind of glitched his way over there. Okay, can we get some nice, no, not with the head, go for the body, there we are. Lovely. Ooh, and yeah, that even missed in VATS, but he's close, and we've got 80 rounds, and he's run away now. Okay, well, that means switching over to our glorious long one, and fire. I think I got him in the tail. Whoop, got him. Oh, is he coming back? He's actually coming back. Normally I have to go down the stairs. Would help if I'd actually hit him. Alright, well, let's go for the body again. Oh, I'm out of action points, of course, of course. Oh, he's running. How dare you run, Deathclaw? Stand and fight, even though you can't reach me on the stage because you don't know how to go upstairs. Okay, you know what? Back to the fully automatic and just, let's charge in at him. Hello, Deathclaw, please come to meet your fate. And... oh god, there we go, he's down, he's down. Keep on shooting him to make sure. Magnificent. Wonderful. But yes, this is the Tanegashima Blaster mod. Such a weird little weapon, turning a historic Japanese matchlock rifle into a laser gun. But I like that kind of weird in the Fallout universe. So if you'd like to take a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description. But as per usual, my friends, hopefully you have enjoyed and you do come back for the next one. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, well, have a good one.